You're back. That can only be one thing. It must be Friday. Oh yeah, it's that Friday feeling. Sit back, relax, grab a beer, grab a cup of tea, grab a cake, grab anything. But for the next half an hour or so, forget the world. Forget the problems. Just to look at me trying to build stuff and break stuff and try and get little bits of stuff that he's got on his glasses. What is that on my glasses? I don't know. But I do know it's that Friday feeling and we're doing the Tiger Moth. Let's do it. And back in the room, up close and personal. I've really got to stop doing that. Anyway, so we are continuing with the engine. Now, if you remember last time, if you watched the previous video, which I'm trying to see, I've really got to do my camera work, but don't worry about that for now, is the bolts are too small. So I have some bolts and nuts, and these are the ones I'm going to use. I only could get them in a pack, but they're cheap as chips. And that's going to come, if I can see that on camera. Can you see that on camera? I can't see. I'm sure you can see better than I can. Yes, that protrudes. Lovely. And I've even got some which I could only get in a pack, actually. And they're different heads, but it doesn't matter. But these ones will go through the back. Just so they protrude a bit better inside. So, but that's not what we're going to start with today. Today, I need to start carrying on. I mean, there's lots of stuff that I've got to do. And it's just, you know, it's really hard to, this week we're going to do that, and that week we're going to do this, because it's just, so much to do. So much to do, no time to do it in. And I've got to stop rabbiting on and start doing stuff, because, you know, you're going to start getting fed up. Who's this man? Who's he going on about now? Right, okay. So we've got to make some holes. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to make a hole for the throttle. So it's only a small rod, but what we've got to make sure to do is that when it's fully open, I need to mark it on the back firewall, and then when it's fully closed, halfway, I need to mark it, and then fully closed to be the same as fully open, roughly. Because obviously if you've got a small hole, a diddy hole, then it's going to start bending. So I need it, so when it's fully down, I need to mark the bottom, and then when it's fully up, mark the top. And then just do it a router, see if I can make like an oval hole rather than a hole. Or I might just drill a hole, you know, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's nice thick firewall, so it's pretty solid. So then that'll allow me to get the servo in place inside, ready for the throttle, so that we can do that. I still haven't got my exhaust. Now, I still haven't got hold of the guys. Just Engines. I think it's just called Just Engines. Yeah, need to get hold of them, because I actually want to have a little play about with the knuckle and it comes down to here, then actually comes out the bottom, so it comes around and out through here. To do that is a couple of bits and some bendy bits and everything else, and I've got to make sure that it's all okay to do it that way, with compression and all this lovely scientific stuff that I know nothing about. I probably could, but you know, if I sit down and study it, it's a day away from filming. Now come on. Right, so also we've got to get the fuel line, which is around here somewhere, around here, there. So we're going to come down. I'm not going to go through this one, because obviously that's no good. I just need to go just below here, which will then be on the base, the biscuit base, the base of the internal. We'll pipe over here. Obviously we'll do one eventually. We'll just go down and just throw out any spare fuel or whatever it does, stuff. As I say, we will need to bring a pipe through for the exhaust, but I need to know where it's going to be. Now also in my bag of stuff, I've got it in my Sato box. The Sato box come in. So this is what we've got to put all this stuff, all this, there's loads of it in the plane. Goodies, it's all goodies. Now we have got one thing here, which you know, you can't do separate videos. You just do a video and then I'll put little time things on there if you don't want to watch a certain thing. But we've got this. Now it's an automatic igniter. Can you see that? Let's just try and get that in focus for you. There you go. Look at that. An automatic igniter. Now this is so I don't have to put a glow cap when I'm starting the engine. The further away I can get from these propellers, the better. So I don't want to be taking out things and from the engine and all that sort of stuff. I just want to spin it with my battery spinner thing, get it going and walk away. Yeah, that's what. Yes. So to do that, you've got a little cap that fits on the glow plug, and then we have a the minus, as to say, that will fit up onto here. So that would be the casing. So that we've got a cable to go in there and a cable to go in here. Then you've got a switch. Now what it does, let's just talk about this for a bit. Let's talk about the igniter. Now, have you noticed I've got a broken button? Yes, that was me. I thought the lid just popped on, but it doesn't. It's actually like part of it, and it had a little spring, and that's how the little push button worked. It was a momentary switch, but I'm going to get a smaller momentary switch, and then you've got an LED. Now what happens is you press this, and for 20 seconds, sorry, this goes into the battery. Well, not so much the battery, but it will go into, it will get a battery feed anyway, live feed, power feed. You push this, and this light will come on for 20 seconds, and it will supply voltage to the glow plug. Obviously, if you're having problems with the engine and the light will go off for 20 seconds, press it again. Now, I want to do a bit more fun stuff, so if I just try to glare across here, sorry. Now, on the Tiger Moth, if I get it right, this way, there is the power switch from the Tiger Moth, on a real Tiger Moth. Can you see that? I don't know, about here. It's all out of focus. It's there. So I'm going to put this, a little switch, just further on a bit more, so it's behind here, inside here. Put a mini switch here, so that will be my little button. So it's kind of scale. And then I'm going to drill a few holes in this lovely cockpit dash panel, and have the LED inside, so I'll be able to see the LED. I might even just drill a small hole, get a smaller LED or something, I don't know, but that's going to go in there, and it's going to have a little connector plug in there in between, so if I want to take it apart, we can. So I've got to put that in, so that's got to go up to the engine as well. But that's another thing that once again I've got to stick in, so I could probably stick that in as well, but we've got some pipe work now. I was looking at copper pipe work, really going to town, the way that the pipe comes down from the actual fuel tank, but I was advised against it. So I've got the Bex thing instead. It's got green. It's not luminous, it just looks luminous, but it's green. So I don't know, it's copper, green, whatever, but that's got to come up here, because I'm having my fuel tank up here, the filler from the tank, and that's got to come in there as well. And then we've got lots to do, and it's kind of like, where do I start? You know, because obviously I'm doing it on a video, you know, I need to kind of plan, and none of my plans ever go to plan, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Right, so, but what I do need to do, and we got our servos and all sorts of things. I think I did tell you about this, didn't I? That I'm going to go for my, why is it going out of focus? I've got my filler that's going to, so be a sucky and a blowy in there. So I've got to do that. I'll probably do that off camera, just in case I bodge it all up. So yeah, but I just had no time of late, should I say. It's all been a bit crazy times. Right, so without further ado, let's just mark up. Now I haven't got my little sharp pencil. No, well, it's okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get, you should be able to see that in the camera, he says. I am never going to win the best camera award, am I? Best camera position. Right, so where it's like mid-open, I just want to go to that bottom hole, and I just want to mark it. It's gone to mark it. Just want to mark it there. Nice little line, so I know where the bottom is. And then if I go to forward, it's easier because it doesn't push back on it. Go to that bottom hole again, and I'm going to just mark it again, which is there. So measure twice, drill once. So that's up there, and quite happy with that. That's down there, quite happy with that, and that would be the same. So I don't know if you can see. You probably can just about see where I've got my top mark and bottom mark. So a nice round hole there, probably about 8mm, something like that, straight through there, and we're laughing. Now, the fuel. You're not going to see it now because I've kind of run out of room. Can I do it? There we go. Right, so the fuel's going to come down here, and I want to go almost to where the F1 is. Now, I wonder if that means fuel 1. What do you reckon? But that's where I'm going to cut. Anyway, I'm going to cut there. Because that would make a nice little... That's in fact, that F1 is perfect position. So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to take the engine off as well, and then put the new bolts on. I'm going to drill a couple of holes, and to save video time, I'm going to say, if you haven't made a cup of tea, go make one. Alrighty, so here's my little hole for my rod, missus, and on the other side there's my little hole for the fuel. Now it's as low as I can go there, so that's a nice little lowness, and it will do just, where's the move back plane. I envy all these people who've got massive spaces they can work with. This will be below here, so it will come up to there, so that's a nice size, as they say. Now, as for what doesn't come with the Tiger Moth is a rod for a glow engine plane, you know, because obviously it's built for electric, so it doesn't come with a push rod. Now I have a couple of spare from my old Riot V2 that I've kept, and I've actually kept the body of the V2. In fact, I kept the wings. They could be fixed, or maybe, I don't know, probably not, but I keep it for spares. So, you know, don't let anyone say to you you're a hoarder. I've actually twanged my thumb today, and I don't know how or why, but every now and then it really kills. I've obviously caught something or stretched something that shouldn't be stretched. So if I suddenly yelp like a dog, don't worry about it. So I've cut this down. This is obviously the full length, and that will attach, which I suppose I can attach it now. Actually, there's no reason why not. I would have preferred a better clevis, is it? In fact, I don't think that hole is big enough for that. Oh no, it's not, is it? I'll obviously need a smaller one, or I could always drill that little hole out. I'll just drill it out a bit, I suppose. So it takes this one. Or will it go through? I think it just needs a little. And just so happens I have my little drill. Hopefully I won't drill through the exhaust system, because that would be bad. There you go. Oh, wow. Hopefully that's not going to be too loose now. If it is, I'll have to go for the second one, because you don't want it loose. You don't want it moving about, do you? Let's just get it in the hole. In the hole! Come on, stop moving about. Fingers and palms, fingers and palms. This is when I need 3 hands. Oh, stop that messing about, will you? Come on. Here we go. Come on. Stop it. There we go. Right, okay. Okay. That's right. So let's put that little rubbery thing on to keep it closed. Noise effects are for free. Okay, there you go. Look at that. So that's quite happy. Would be to the side, which would be about there. Probably, I could have probably gone over a bit more. A bit disappointed in myself. In fact, it's here. There you go. What am I doing? I wasn't doing it straight. It's there. It is there. There you go. Nice. So all clearance. Lovely jubbly. Not going to start putting the pipe in at the moment. I'm just going to start getting stuff done. Now, how are we going to do this? How am I going to show you what I'm doing? I don't know. But what we're going to need a servo. Now, I've got a Hitec HS 85mm plus. I think they're Metal Gear to do this, because you obviously, you have to get all the stuff when you're. Actually, you're not going to see that, are you? I'm going to have to move you about. Hang on. Alrighty, I think it's a bit better, don't you think so? Right, so this Hitec I've got here, because I know I got a few and I changed them around and all that sort of thing. This will fit in here. It is in instructions 412B in here. I sound like a robot, I don't know why. Anyway, alrighty then. That should sit in there nicely. Now that's pretty good, I like that. Now this will be right over here, and I will make a little Z bend on here, so it fits on the whatever that's called. What is that called? It's called something, isn't it? Dunno, forgotten. It's the arm anyway, and that will sit there nicely, and that will be for our throttle. So I need to put that in there, but that's not a necessity. I probably could. We'll see how far we go. As I say, I'm trying to do things in order, so you can jump to it if you don't want to see me nattering on about everything. Now we have a fuel tank. This is what we're going to need, is our fuel tank, and I do need to make the pipe work for it, so we will do that. So that's got to be there, and I'm hoping that my little, I might have to put a bend in that. I might have to put a bend in that, ladies and gentlemen. If you can see that, can you see that? You can just about see that there. Now I want to put this central, so I think what I'm going to have to do is be very clever. Clever? Me? Never. Never clever. If I've got my marker pen, which I don't think I have, it's a sing-along Friday. Where did I put that? I don't know. So I'm going to take my rubbery thing off. Now what I don't want to do is, I think I'm going to mark it so when it's fully down, so when it's fully closed, the throttle, it will be there. I don't know if I can, I don't know where my marker pen's gone. It's so annoying. Yeah. If I could hold it myself, couldn't I? If I put that there, so then that'll come back there. Right, okay, so I'm going to need a bend. Take that off. Push this through. Does it go through? Yes, it does. Right, I'm going to need a little bend here. Now, this could go horribly wrong, or it could go correct. So let me get my pliers. My pliers. As I say, you know, it's you're just following what I'm doing in the hanger. Right, so we're going to go to a right angle. So that you can loosen up. So we want to come towards me. Towards me. So that is our little right angle. There. Now how far? I didn't measure it, did I? Dear me. I slack, I am such a slacker. Okay, we're going to do what I like to call in the business, guesstimate. So I think it's there, personally. And we're going to bend it that way. So we have our little bendy poops. So that way it's going to go down the side of the tank, he hopes, unless I've done it too much, and then we're all stuffed, aren't we? But I think I could just be okay. So let's put the clevis back on. I believe it's a clevis. A lot of you might think, Chris, you said this the other day. I forget. It's apparently, I don't know if it's Alzheimer's. I don't think it is. I think it's to do with stress, and I just forget things. I have for a long, long, long time. Who knows? Who knows? I just forget things very quickly that I don't need to remember. Right, there you go. So, look at that. Can you see that? You can see that. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Do you want to look at? Oh, drop the bottle. Let's have a look. I don't know if I can get a shot inside. Yes, yes I can. Yes, I can. Right, so there you go. So, that's pretty closed, fully open. So the bend could have gone a bit more down, but I can always wind that in. But it basically, I could put a pipe there and it would work. So that's right on the extreme of that. So I'm happy with that. So let's spin the plane round. So I hope you all got what I was trying to do there. If you didn't, leave it in the comments, or I can always post bits and pieces on the forum on dadsrchanger.co.uk. Come say hi. Where's the bottle? On the floor. Who threw it on the floor? I don't know, some people these days. Right, so we're going to put the bottle there. Now what we'll do is I have got a strap. Got a strap, a Velcro strap, a Velcro. What's this? Graphite. This is actually for a battery, but it doesn't matter, does it? I don't think it's going to be offended. Do you think so? It's going to go, get out of my plane. I am an IC engine. Yes, okay. Yes, it's Friday and Chris has lost his marbles, but we don't mind, because I don't think I ever had any. Right, so let's sticky that in. And if I can't do it the first time, this is when I'll do that little speedy up thing, and we'll have a bit of fast time, because I've got a feeling that this is going to be really kind of like... And I've just realised that I put it back to front. Okay, wow. Gee, have you ever thought of that, eh? Right, so let's put that back in there, and I'll probably have to go a bit lower, maybe. Come back, come back, come back. I've got to do something else in a minute for this, but that's okay. So that will be on there. I will cut that there. So it's only to stop it slopping about, really. So I can cut this down there. Make sure that my throttle's still working. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You probably can't see that. Can you see that? You probably can't. It's such a huge tail. There we go. Right, so there's that done. So that our servo. It's almost like I need to bend it. I might need to bend it back again, but a good job I've left enough. So if you do use a spare servo arm, push rod, then make sure you don't cut it too short, because then you'll have enough space to bend. Or if you're intelligent like I'm not, to a certain extent, at least with plane building, then you'd probably think about that in the first place. But I reckon that is perfect. That's not bad at all with the servo in there. What do you think? I think that's pretty decent. Can we get it? Can we get closer in shot? Can we? No, we're close in already. Anyway, it's in there. So there's little caps that you get with Hitec that I'll make the mark, so it gives you so you can put like a bolt in there. Now, for those of you who are wondering, because you did see that I changed the bolts on the engine mount, but I didn't say that, did I? You saw I was going to do it. The original ones are I believe that you get with the mount or the engine are 20. Well, it's 22 mil, something like that. And the ones that I brought are 30 mil, about 30 mil, something like that. So I can use these to hold the Hitec down. You do get in this little pack. It's pretty good actually. You get all little sizes. So I could, and you get little nuts as well. The only thing you don't get is the washers. So I could use that rather than use screws. But you can use screws. You get a lot of stuff with the Hitec boxes. I've got a bag of bits somewhere. I think they are in the cereal box. Somewhere over the rainbow. Here we go. Right, so you get with these with the Hitec, they're brilliant. So you get these little caps, these little copper caps. I don't know if you can just see them in there. That can push in, and then you can put some sort of nut and bolt and stuff. They come with a lot of little rubber things, lots of little bits and pieces that you can move around and make sure everything's all tickety boo. They do come with big screws as well, but I'll use them little copper plugs, if you can see them. I'll put two in there, and then I'll put a couple of bolts and nuts in there to keep that safe for those ones. I think maybe adding more extra weight. Anyway, so that's basically where the fuel tank will be, which is going to be, I could have done that, that's, the bend could have been a bit further in, but then by the time I've got the lug in and everything else and the pipe work, you're probably looking at about there. It does leave a bit of space at the front. If you can see that in there, it's going to be a bit hard for the camera. There we go. But it's not much. I think that's about right, to be honest with you. I may have to push it a bit forward. If I do, what I might do is just this clevis is right out here. I could wind that in so it's right back, and that would give me another whatever. What would it give me? About another 5 mil, 5-6 mil. Yeah, or I could bend it again inside. It's just so I can get the tank, because obviously it hits the tank otherwise. So that's not hitting the tank when it's fully open, flying like a madman. That's pretty far forward, I think. I don't think that's going to be an issue. So there you go. We have run out of time. I was doing other stuff, and I was waffling on and doing other stuff, and I just realised that I've probably done about 2 Fridays worth of filming. Unfortunately, you're probably watching this on the Saturday. I didn't get a chance to put it up last night for various reasons. I do apologise. But anyway, sit back and watch it and hope you learn something from it. If not, then it's just following my journey like I intended. We will do another one next Friday, carrying on with the Tiger Moth. I'm going to try and be a bit more prepared so we can get a bit more done in the video. So it's not such a long haul for you guys and girls. I will leave little time things in the description, so you know you can always jump to something you might want to watch, or you can just sit back for 20 minutes or so and have a look see. But the Tiger Moth is coming along. I'm getting excited. Couple of bits and pieces I need to look at and need to questions answered before I carry on with the fuel system. But I mean, you know, a couple of bits and we'll start smashing the wings on, and it's going to just build very quickly. I would have thought, hopefully, ready for her maiden. It's obviously not going to get maiden this year. I doubt very much, unless we have lovely winter summer days, summer days, and of course we're allowed out with this crazy time that we're still going through with 2020. It's getting worse again in the UK, so who knows what's going to happen over the next month or so. So a little package arrived yesterday as well, so we will do a midweek unboxing of something that came along. Unfortunately, it's not the MiG. That is still lost. Motion RC Europe is still trying to find out what happened to it, and we'll see where we go from there. But until then, if you can fly, keep flying, but most of all, be safe. And listen, have fun, and thanks for popping by. See you now. Look after yourself. Bye bye.